Alex has been killed. These are the words that I heard in a cell phone call 15 months ago. I was on a golf course, third hole at McDonald, and this call came in literally out of the blue. The call had been preceded by something terrible has happened. And even though I sort of understood the words, I didn't understand the voice. I didn't know whose voice it was. I'd never heard that voice before. And actually, it was my wife calling. I'd never heard that despair, that overwhelming grief, that moment of sadness. It was almost a wailing sound. I'd never heard that before. Before she called me, what led up to that phone call was she was at home in the room and she heard a knocking on the front door. So she went out the sewing room door and went down the hallway, and at the end of the hallway it stopped. You either go right into the kitchen or left and look and see the front door. And so she obviously looked to the left and she saw two men there in their Army Class A uniforms. They had come to tell us that our son had been killed. He was a gunner in a Humvee, and he was stationed in Southeast Baghdad. He was part of the surge that we've all heard about. He was killed April 29, 2007. When Karen saw those men, first words out of her mouth, even before she got to the door, was, "Go away. I don't want to hear it." As if they left, history would be changed. Well, obviously they couldn't leave, and obviously history was not changed. So they came in and proceeded to tell her what little information they had. And then they waited till I got home from the golf course. This is a story. Well, first of all, many of you here have had hardships of your own. This is just another story of how God works through our hardships. And also, this is a story about community. You know how Tom's been talking the past few months about community in the church? Well, this is where that really happened. If it weren't for the friends that we had both in and out of the church, I don't know where my wife and I would be today. We had so many people come and just stand beside us, just there, being our friends, that without them, and without them being responsive to God in a most uncomfortable situation, what do you tell somebody who's just lost their child? Nothing. But these people, in spite of their uncomfortableness, still came to be with us and spend time with us. So when I go through, I'm going to mention a lot of names of people, and it's to point out the community that stood beside us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 4 examples, and I'll keep it short to 4 examples. There are so many more that I could give, but I will keep it to 4 examples relating it to the Scripture, how God showed up in our life at that time. And that's why the title is called Continuing the Book of Acts. There's a tendency when we read the Scripture to think, oh, it happened to some people a long time ago. Well, I believe that what happened to Karen, my wife and I, and our daughter Gloria, could be put in the book of Acts if it were written today. Not because we're special, not because of anything we did, but because of how God showed up in such a powerful way.